Hey everybody, welcome back to our channel and welcome back to another video. So you guys, it's time for our November budget. Let's jump right in. So if you're new around here, my name's Shakema. Hey y'all, how y'all doing? I'm a single mom. I have 4 children. I have 2 girls, Alana and Shamika. I have 2 boys, Trendon and Jackson. I have 1 fur dog. Her name is Gracie. And I have 3 fur grand dogs. Acro lives with us while his mom is in school in California. I have 2 additional grand dogs, Hondo and Snoop. They live with their dad, Trendon. And of course, Trendon does not live at home anymore. So I only have the 2 kids. For my new folks, because we have a ton of new subscribers, my oldest 2 children, Shamika's 32, Trandon is 26. They have not lived at home since both of them were 18 years old. And then, of course, Alana is 18, and she just graduated high school this year. We were homeschooling family, and Alana graduated. And this year, Jackson, who is my 13-year-old, he promoted out of 8th grade into 9th grade, and he attends 2 schools. He attends his traditional high school for math and art, and he attends a STEM school for his aerospace engineering class and his culinary arts class. So we're doing all the things over here, and the majority of what we do is going to be budgeting, or it's going to be something in my kitchen. That's kind of how we roll over here. We are a mommy niche group. And so we do all of the mommy things around here. We do often get asked, what does the 8 in all mean? So I'm one mom. I have 4 kids, and our life is governed by the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit. So that makes 8 of us. There are all 8 of us, and we are just excited about all of the things. If you've been following the journey for any length of time, you know that the Lord has blessed us to become debt free. We have been on a debt free journey since Jackson was about a year old. So 12 years, the kids and I became 100% debt free in 2019, meaning we owe no consumer debt. Just the purchase of our house is what is left as far as debt that we owe. But we don't have credit cards. I don't owe a car payment. We were very, very blessed. The Lord has really blessed us to be able to pay off any consumer debt that we have had. He blessed us very recently. Well, it's been 2 years now since right before COVID. For me to pay off my car, $13,000 in 63 days. The Lord has just really blessed us, and we are thankful for that. I tell people quite often, no matter what God has given me as far as things, the best thing God ever gave me was my right mind. And when He helped me to get my mind together as far as thinking and how to manage my finances and how to get myself to a good place and out of debt, it was the best thing that God could ever have done for me, and I'm very thankful. So with that being said, we're jumping into our November budget. Only two more budgets to do. Only 2 more budgets to do, and we will be done for the 2022 year. God has been very gracious with us. I am a educator by profession. YouTube is my side job. So I am a teacher. I'm in 3 middle schools. I'm support staff. So I travel to 3 separate middle schools every single day of the week. And that is my day job. At night, I come home and I do YouTube. I'm also a full time minister. I have an international ladies ministry called First Love Ministries with Shakema Wilson. And I have 2 groups that funnel underneath that. One is called Titus 2 Women. We meet on Saturday mornings at 9 a.m. virtually. And then I also have the Daughters of Grace, which meets on Monday nights at 8 p.m. virtually, and those are Eastern Standard Times. We have women from all across the country, and we have women in Canada, South Africa, the Isle of St. Lucia, and from Bermuda that meet with us. And all of the Titus 2 Women group came out of the pandemic when people were going into their home spaces and not coming out. And the Lord told me to start that. And so that's what we did. So I teach women quite a lot of things, how to be good women, how to be good wives, and how to be good mothers. And then a lot of that deals with managing your finances. A lot of that deals with managing your home and being a good steward over what God has given. So with that being said, we're going to jump into these numbers. I'm going to show you my November budget as far as what is come in and what needs to go out, and then what we need to kind of supplement with Facebook and YouTube income, as well as kids income, which is child support. Alrighty then. So this is my MYMT personal budget worksheet. Now, this is not my sheet. Again, I explain this every time. I just did a simple Google search about 3 years ago, and this sheet came up. Previous to that, I was using a just a zero-based budgeting sheet, but this sheet allows me to track my expenses per week. I like to see how my money is coming in and when it's going out, and that's partially because I get paid once a month. So I'm a once a month employee, and I have to make my money stretch out to the end of my month, right? I trust God for all things. My kids and I have never been hungry once. We've never been homeless once. We've had times of lean, but we have never been in want of anything. And God has been gracious, but He causes me to be a good steward over what I have. So I have to properly manage, right? Now, one thing I never do, I never count any YouTube, any Facebook, or child support money in my budget. Those are variable, even though the child support for the children is just Jackson now. It used to be Trandon, Alana, and Jackson. And Trandon funneled off when he graduated high school. Alana just funneled off in June because she graduated high school. So now it's just Jackson. And so I don't want to say my child support, Jackson's child support, right? But that's even though there is a standing amount issued, it could be variable, and it that has happened to us in the past before, where something has happened, it didn't come, whatever. He's been very consistent over the last 4 or 5 years. I'm so thankful. My ex-husband and I are not what you would call friends, but we do co-parent. I do the majority of the parenting, and he, of course, does his bit, and his bit is providing the finances, and we're okay with that. It works out very well for the two of us. I take care of the children. He sends what he sends, so I only budget for my paycheck, what I bring home in my regular 7 to 3 a.m. I'm at 7 a.m. to 3 p.m. job. Anything else that comes in, I consider that over and above. And so then I will manage that. Now, October, so the last of October is when I get my supplement, and my October paycheck becomes my November budget money. So we get a supplement, and it was a little bit higher than I was thinking. I don't know why I wasn't thinking this, but our supplement was $2,600. And I was like, oh my God, I didn't realize that the Lord was going to bless me like that, but He did. And I'm thankful. Hallelujah. So my sheet is broken down into 3 columns. So in the A column, I have all of my categories. I have my income categories at the top, which of course my budgeted I leave blank, and I fill in my actual. And then below my total income, I have my expenses. So I have total income minus expenses equals either net profit or net loss, right? So whatever I'm going to be short. I always fill out column B because I'd rather know how much needs to go out than to just fill out the budget money, and maybe that doesn't work out right because some people do variable income jobs. Waitressing, Alana's income is variable. She doesn't always work the same um, amount of hours every week. She does get generally the same, but she might work 4 days this week and 5 days next week. So it's always variable income. So I only budget for what I know is coming in, but I do go ahead and fill in all of my expense categories. That way, if I do have variable income, I know what has to come out. Does that make sense? I know what has to come out, and I'm okay with that because then I can say, okay, well, I have this much and I'm short this much. So I need to make sure that my, YouTube income is this much. And I need to make sure that my Facebook income is, I'm watching my analytics to see if my money is going up or down. So that's how I manage that. So I have for income, I have monthly payroll deposit, kids deposit, which is child support, one mom revenue, which is YouTube, or affiliate links, which is other things, travel reimbursements or unexpected gifts, blessings, or funds transferred into that checking account. So then below that, I have all of my expense categories. So I will show you those expense categories, which are broken down into categories. So I have my housing expenses, my living expenses. This is where my mortgage, anything that deals with the physical structure of my house comes in. So my mortgage is 978. I usually pay that online. My heating and electric bill, I pay that through the app, was 102. I estimate this column. My water and sewer. Now let me say this. My water last month and sewer was like $72. This month it was $137. The kids' toilet was running, and I did not realize it until I had been somewhere, came home, went in their bathroom, and I'm like, what is happening? Well, actually, I was on a work trip, and Jackson called and he's like, Mom, the toilet's running. What do I do? Well, I didn't get it till the next morning. And then when I got home from the work trip, it was still running. So we've had a toilet running because I'm thinking, wow, okay, save some on the electric bill. I'm going to be doing good. No, now it's for the water bill. But this should not be the same next month because we know how to work it now. Cell phone is $70. My internet is 75. My household repairs, I always use that as a sinking fund in case anything needs to be paid. That's $50 that I put in. Anything that's a sinking fund, we do not fund that until we get any type of one mom revenue, affiliate link. So that would be YouTube payments or Facebook Reels. If I don't have money in those two categories, we don't sink funds. Remember, I didn't start sinking funds until 2020 because I didn't have any funds to sink. But once we were able to get out of consumer debt, that freed up some money, not a lot. But then because we had YouTube, the Lord told me, He said, take your YouTube money and now sink that to your funds. We were using YouTube money to pay off debt. And then once we got the debt paid off, God said, now take that money and put it towards your sinking funds. And it just worked out beautifully. Okay. You have household miscellaneous. That's anything around here that I think that I might need. $50. Lawn care, November through April, Mr. Jerome does not cut my grass. So there are two things that I'm thinking about doing with that. That money I'm thinking about paying towards the mortgage, extra towards the mortgage. Now, this month I cannot do that because there was a need and I knew I had that money there. And so I used some of that, not a lot of it, but some of it to bless someone else. We haven't given the thing yet, but I've contacted the mom and said, hey, if you would let us bless your daughter, this is what we're planning to do. And she was very agreeable. And so we have it to do. We just haven't seen that family yet. So we won't see them till next week. So I did my part. We went, we paid for. We were giving one thing away, but there was a partner thing that it needed. And so the Lord was like, you can't give this without doing this. So we just took some money and we got the partner thing. And so now it's a complete package and we're going to do that. So I've spent a little bit of money, like $35, $37, $38 out of that 110 that will be for Mr. Jerome. My pest control yearly spray, recycle renewal, that is a sinking fund as well. That's $60 for all three of those. Um, Down to my regular payments. This is where my Roth IRA is $75 for the month. And I have a separate Roth. This is a separate from my work. Amazon Prime for my renewal fee, which comes due in January, is $13. PureFlix, which is the Christian version of Netflix, is $11. Healthways Gym is $25. Taekwondo is $169. My federal state taxes, YouTube and Facebook do not take taxes out on me. So what I do is I pull out 20% of whatever comes in from those two entities and I put it into a fund. And then when I go to do my taxes, I have money in there. If I need to pay taxes, then I can just write a check and it's all done. I do that every single month as a sinking fund. And last year we owed money. We could write a check with no problem. This year, if we owe money, we'll write a check with no problems. I take out 15%, 15% of everything that comes in as an affiliate or a revenue for the business, and we put it there and we're able to make a check. High school, this is should say high school fund. This is for Jackson in case he needs sneakers or he needs new clothes. $50 a month goes into that. When he was a homeschool kid and sister was as well, we put money in every month to make sure that at the end of the year, we would have enough money to buy curriculum for the next year. So I'm just continuing that into his high school. So that I'm just continuing that into this next year because it just makes sense. I don't want to always have to try to find the money. He wears a size 11 shoe. If he needs shoes, I got to figure out where that money's coming from. It's not like me who wears a size 8 shoe. And it's not, I mean, it was $60 for me to get a pair of tennis shoes. Imagine a 13-year-old wearing a size 11 shoe. So it's smarter for me to take $50 every single month that his dad sends child support, put it in a fund. And if he needs something, I've got the money. I just go pull it out and I buy what he needs. And then the next month when money comes in, I just put the money back, right? So sinking funds have helped me. It's helped me, first of all, being out of debt. That was the thing, right? I was not going to take debt from the previous situation into another situation. That was my main thing. And then knowing that I get to tell my money where to go and my money doesn't tell me where it has to go, that was another thing. So now that I have some sinking fund money, it helps to know that if Jackson needs something, um, for school or sports or whatever, I can just go and take it and buy him what he needs. I'm not asking anybody. I'm not calling dad up, trying to figure out he can send me extra money for stuff. He sends the amount, I take it and divide it how I need to. And we always make sure there's something in case Jackson has any, and even sister too. I don't just say, well, since Jackson is just the only one getting child support now, it's just for Jackson. If there's something that sister needs, like she has to go and get her wisdom teeth checked on, and I'm not going to make her pay for that appointment. She's 18. She could pay for her own appointment. But the money comes, the amount didn't change. So I'm going to pull money out of that and I'm just going to take her to get her teeth checked. It's fine. It's no problem. We family in this house. Everything is for everybody and we all work it out. Um, what else? Health Wage Gym. Okay. Did I say Taekwondo for Jackson 169? Jackson is at a decision point about Taekwondo. We are going to the end of our contract, but he wants to do school sports, and there's no way we can do sports and Taekwondo because they're both after school, and I'm not going to pay $200 every month for him to miss practice. Right? Okay, so if he wants to do school sport, he's done Taekwondo for 7 years, and he has done well. But he really wants to run. He wants to run cross country, and he wants to do basketball, and he wants to try out for wrestling team. If that's what he wants to do, I'm going to be supportive of that. And but I'm going to save that $200 from the taekwondo lesson. So we go into the end of our contract, and then he's going to make a decision. My new camera, right now, I'm still filming with my phone. I'm actually doing a loom for these videos here, but I still film with my phone. But I want to get a camera at some point. 8 years on YouTube, right? So we need a camera. So I'm saving $20 every month, just putting it towards the fund. Black Friday's coming up. They may have some deals. I should be keeping my eyes open. I should be like, hey, they got a deal, right? Or, if God wants to bless us with a new camera, we'll take it. If somebody wants me to preview your camera, send Shakema the email. I'm here for it. Yes, I will. I will give you my open and honest review. Yes, I will. But we just save for it, right? Every single month. It's no problem. It's a sinking fund. And we've been saving right along. Moving down to food expense. Food expense is going to be, okay, this is not right. That's not right. I'm glad I looked at that because that was not right. Praise the Lord. There we go. Food expense, we're going to have to do some negotiating here because food is getting a little bit more expensive. And so I think I need to bump my grocery budget up to like $500, taking $50 a week out of child support to put it towards groceries, giving us $125 a week instead of just the 75 that we have now. We're making it on 75, but what I'm noticing is I don't have enough to keep stocking, right? So we do stock our pantry. We try to get all the deals because we want to make sure that we have a fully stocked pantry in our garage and inside in our house. We have two pantries, but I want to make sure that I have everything I need. And so I think I'm going to have to bump up that grocery budget. I'm going to give it a minute to just kind of see over November and December. December's kind of a tricky month because we get paid early in December, but then we don't get paid for another 6 weeks. So I have to be careful with my funds in December because I have to manage that for 6 weeks. So 300 for groceries, 100 for summer groceries. For those of you who are just new to the channel, I don't work in the summer. So June and July, I do not work and I do not get a paycheck. So I have to take money out of my every month paycheck for 10 months. I put it into a fund and that's split for the summer months, but it does not include groceries because groceries are not included in what I have taken out of my regular paycheck for the summer months. I have to accommodate for that during my year. So the Lord told me 2 years ago, He said, Shakema, you get grocery money every month. He said, take a little bit off your grocery budget, put it in a fund, and then you're going to have money for groceries over the summer. So the first year, I took out $50 a month. That gave me $500. I split it up. It was $250 in June and $250 in July for groceries. Worked out. Well, last year he said, okay, because prices were going up and things were changing, do $75 a month. So I did $75 a month. That gave us $750 for the year. I mean, for the 2 months. So 375 each. Yeah, 375 each month. Because of inflation and things, he told me for this year to save $100 a month, which will give us $1,000 for the 2 months, which will be $500 each month for groceries. So if there are 5 weeks, that's $100 per week. If there are 4 weeks, it's $125 per week. So that works out perfectly. So I make sure that there is always a way for me to get groceries for my kids, even though I don't work during the summer. And when I don't work, I do not get paid. The only way I have money in the summer is I have to manage that. So I have my credit union pull money out. They put into a fund. I don't touch that fund all year, and then they split that into two equal payments for the 2 months I don't work. The best thing about that is I don't tithe in the summer because I don't work in the summer. I tithe my full salary in 10 months. Anything I give in the summer is considered offering, but I do offer during the year as well. But I don't have to tithe because I tithe my full salary in 10 months instead of 12 months. So I'm not skimping out on the tithe. I tithe off of the gross. I don't tithe off of the net. So I'm tithing my full salary in 10 months, where most people are tithing over 12 because I am a 10-month employee. So Jesus get his 10 cent out of every dollar. Don't worry about that. The Lord get his. Okay. Then we have eating out, holidays, and entertainment. So for November, we are not hosting Thanksgiving at our house. We've already been invited to friends where we go every single year, and we have for the last forever. But we are hosting Friendsgiving this year. And so Friendsgiving, I've got to supplement a few things in the house. And I will be sharing with you our Friendsgiving menu, but there are some things. We're not going to do a turkey or a ham. We're going to do chickens, and I have 14 whole chickens in my freezer. So we're going to use some of the things that we do have in the house, and then we're going to pull together a few other things, and it's going to be lovely, and it's going to be great, and the kids and I are going to have a good time putting all the things together. But I did need to pull out just a tiny little bit to accommodate for um, buying the things that I need. We're probably looking at roughly around 15 to 20 people at our house for Friendsgiving. We're doing all of the food. We're not asking anybody to bring anything, although people have offered. And so I may ask them to bring the drinks or the ice or something like that, but we want to do all of the meal. And we'll see. I may say, hey, sure, if you don't mind, would you bring this or would you mind bring that? But the majority of the cooking, we're going to do it. We're doing all of the paper products. I'm doing all of that. We just want people to feel welcome and feel like we're doing something for our people who always do things for us. So it's just me and the kids' way of saying thank you for being in our life. Thank you for being in our circle. We're so excited to have you here in our home. And so that's what we're doing. Okay, personal care. Jackson's haircut, mom's haircut, and to get my nails done. I get my nails done once every 4 to 6 weeks. It's just my thing. It's what I like to do. And so I do it. We put $110 there. PO box, which I keep for reviews and different things that come in, $13 a month. That's a sinking fund. I put nothing in for clothes because I do the Nadine West review. So I get clothing bags. My next clothing bag is on the way. Um, Doctor Dentist Cairo. This is for Alana. Alana has to go and get evaluated for her 4 wisdom teeth that need to be pulled. So $76 is what they quoted me for the initial intake appointment. That is not how much it's going to cost to do the wisdom teeth surgery. So I've got to see how much that is going to be. If they don't have to put it to sleep, much cheaper than if they do have to put it to sleep. So we may have to do it in stages or increments. I can't say. I'll just have to see what they quote me when I take her, and she has to go next week. And well, this week coming, she has to go. Alrighty. And then travel, recreation, entertainment, that has become my vacation fund. And the reason that makes me so excited is because you guys, I've never been able to take my whole family on a vacation by myself and take care of that. If I've done something with my older kids, they've had to chip in a little bit. Every Christmas, they've had to chip in a little bit because I didn't have all that I needed to make sure for the little kids. Some years I didn't even do much for the big kids. I said, listen, hey, can we funnel the money to the little kids? And they have been so gracious. So now that the Lord has allowed us to come to this place of finances where I can put a little bit aside every single month. Now, don't get it twisted like we over here just writing checks. We are managing our funds. I'm putting a little bit into my vacation fund every single month, and God is just allowing me to save up a little bit at a time. And then for the very first time in my children's Shamika, Trandon, Alana, Jackson, Gracie lives, I just finished paying off vacation. We're going on vacation for 2 days. We're getting an Airbnb, has an indoor pool and all the other things. It's very close to amenities, and I just paid the last payment on that. And the enemy tries to play with you. He's like, wait, you only going for 2 days, but that's 2 days and it's paid for. Next trip might be 3 days. You don't know what God's going to do over here. So don't come over here playing your little games, man. Just go about your business and leave people alone. But I'm so thankful. So even though I have paid off vacation, I still want to put money in every month because we still have to get food for the B&B. We still have, there are things we still need to get, and I want to be able to pay for everybody's meal, to go out at least once. Those are things I want to do as a mom. That I was never, my older kids, we rarely, I can't even count probably on one hand, when we ever went out to eat. Now, my younger kids, we've gone out to eat, but my older kids, we didn't have that. We had so much debt. We owed everybody, of course, I was still in the marriage at the time. It was just not good. So now that I'm on the better side of things, I want to be able to provide for my children, and I want to be able to provide for my grandchildren when they start to come along. I got acro now. Nobody's having children that I'm aware of yet, but as things progress and people get to their points of coupling off in marriage and all that other type of stuff, I want to be able to have means to be able to do a few things. I may not again be able to write one check today, but I can do a little bit and a little bit and a little bit. I know how to get what I need, right? So I know how to start saving, and then so that's what that is. So even though vacation is paid, you start over. I paid the bill, now I start over saving the money again because it's going to come up again, right? Jackson, for his savings account, dad sends child support. I put money in his savings account every single time. $25 goes into his savings account. It doesn't seem like a lot, but he still has 5 more years. Over the next 5 years, $25 a week, 52 weeks times 5 years, that's going to be a whole lot more for him that I was able to give any of the other kids. I did save for Alana for the last couple of years, not as many as Jackson will get, but I didn't have anything for Trandon. And Shamika didn't get child support. So, I'm doing, when I know better, I do better. I'm doing a little bit better every time and making better decisions. Gracie has her own sinking fund. Pets are just like kids, they need stuff. Down to my transportation, gas is 200. Alana does give me gas each week to take her to work, but I still have to put gas in my car as well. So I average about $50 a week. We are going to have some time out for Thanksgiving, so I won't count that in. Oil change is a sinking fund, $20. Tires or any repairs to the car, $18. I put that in. But my insurance and my license registration, all of that, $92. That's kind of all together. And then moving down, finally, I have my tithe, which is 780. I have that is for my regular pay plus my supplement money. Um, St. Michael, that's my dad's church. Gifts, blow money, tithing. We did that thing for the little girl. And then baby step 3, I plan to save $1,000. My virtual assistant, which comes out of YouTube money, is 150. Now, the one thing I don't see on here, which I got to figure out why I didn't put it on there, is my Christmas money. And that's probably because Christmas isn't a whole nother account set up. But I do have to put Christmas money in here somewhere because I use supplement money. I pull off money for Christmas. I don't save for Christmas any other time. I get my supplement twice a year, once in October, once in April, because my school year starts in August to May, right? So I pull off money in October for Christmas. So I'm not trying to save up every month for Christmas. I know I'm getting a supplement and I just chunk it that way. So let me figure out where I can put that money. I'm probably just going to put it here with gifts, blow money, thrifting. I'm going to put let me make that say Christmas as well. And then I'm going to put it in, I save $1,000 for Christmas. So now, as I put everything in, that gives me a total expenses of $6,099. That's how much money I've got to bring in to cover everything. So remember, I've got sinking funds in there. If I don't bring in enough income, then I don't sink my funds. If I don't have enough YouTube income, if I don't have enough Facebook Reels income, I don't sink my funds, right? Sinking funds are variable. I can or can't. I try to, but if it doesn't come in, I make sure I take care of my main expenses, and then I funnel in sinking funds. So far, my paycheck, I brought in $4,925.15. That was my paycheck alone, nothing else. Now, if I look at those two numbers, it's about $1,100 off. Well, the kids' child support grabs a huge chunk of that, right? Because I get about 938 a month for child support. So that's almost 1,000, putting me about $200 ish off. Well, that's okay because YouTube and Facebook Reels will take up that, right? And that becomes my sinking fund money. So we actually then should be able to have enough to put towards the baby step number 3, because that's going to give us some extra additional monies, because whatever I don't use as sinking funds, I take that money and then I funnel it into my baby step number 3. Just for those of you who are interested in the baby step number 3, which is saving 3 to 6 months worth of income, I have saved up a little over 1 month's income in baby step number 3. So for my normal income, I've saved 1 month's worth plus a little bit, a few dollars, right? Not near where I want to be, but I'm getting closer. And that only comes when you don't owe a ton, right? I don't owe a ton of places, a ton of people, and that type of thing. I'm working on my weight and doing a few things, so it's not a lot of eating out. We gonna cook in this house, and that's just how life is gonna be. So, we're working on things over here. We're doing the best we can with what God has given us, and I'm very thankful that He has brought us to this place. Now, my ministry further is to help people by showing you what I got going on over here. And maybe you're able to have a conversation with yourself if you're a budget committee of one like I am, or you're maybe able to have that conversation with your spouse if you have a partner that can sit in on your budget committee meeting where you discuss finances. It's just me that manages my finances, but if you're married or you have a significant person that has something to do with your finances, you need to have open and honest conversations about where we are. This is what we got, and this is what we have to do. The holidays are coming. Do not get yourself into a whole lot of issues trying to give your kids everything. If you got little kids, they do not care how much they get as long as they get something. Go to the Dollar Tree, Walmart, and divide that little bit up into a whole lot. My kids were so gracious when I told them Jesus got 3 gifts and they're gonna get 3. They was like, okay, mom, no problem, mom. It's okay. We were at that place for a while. I still do that now. And we're not at that place anymore. I give them significant gifts because it's only 3. But Jesus got it, you get it. And they have been happy with that. And I'm thankful for that. So, anywho, you guys, there it is, our budget for November. We're doing all of the things. I will try to do a budget update this week because I have paid out some things. I haven't paid all the bills yet, but I will. So if you like the video, give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe if you haven't, and we'll see you next time. Bye now.